Back, Australia's Jewish community right across the country are coming to terms with more attacks in the last 24 hours, including a number of incidents in Sydney and now anti-Semitic graffiti in Perth's northern suburbs.
Let's get today's take on this with journalist Shelley Horton and podcast host Sean Zepps. Morning to you both. Shelley, whichever way you look at it, it is so disturbing, isn't it?
Oh, it is. You know what? I think we need to call this what it is. It's domestic terrorism. This is absolute hate and violence, and it has no place in Australia. It is not the Australia I know and I love. And I think that not only do the police, but the government needs to actually come down really hard on these perpetrators. We need people to feel safe in their own country. And I think if you are going to do things like have acts of violence in Bondi against women, then it might be the last time you see Bondi. I think that people who are doing this need to be deported. I feel that strongly about it. You don't deserve to be in Australia if you are not acting like an Australian.
Sean, I can't believe we've come to this as a country where we're talking about this time and time again. I'm speaking to Jewish friends a lot and they are deeply traumatised, they're upset, they feel unsafe, their kids feel unsafe going to school. As an American living here, you know, did you ever think you'd see stuff like this?
I just came back from America yesterday, arrived back in the morning. And when I saw this piece this morning, I thought, this is not just an Australian issue, is it? This is happening all around the world. In fact, I saw a really similar article while I was at home in New Hampshire, and it could have been the same exact piece. So it is happening everywhere. What we know to be true, my expertise is in social, is anti-Semitism, homophobia, anytime a minority group is being attacked. That thrives when we as a community stay silent. When politicians step forward, when the media has conversations like this, when the government puts policies in place, oftentimes it doesn't trickle down as fast as it should to the everyday person who is sitting at home on social media, seeing another article, and they go, oh, another, move on, there's so many things to look at. The conversations we have with our friends, the conversations when we step forward and we decide we want to talk about it, what we stand for, what we will accept, that's actually probably the most important thing you can do right now. If this makes you uncomfortable, if this is not the Australia you like, you need to talk about it. Talk about it to your parents, make a phone call to your friends, talk about it at work, even if it feels uncomfortable. That's probably the only way we're going to actually be able to see change tomorrow.
Because as a non-Jewish Australian, I can't imagine the load that Jewish communities are feeling right now. When you look at pictures of police officers escorting children through the gates of school, it breaks your heart. And no one should have to be reminded that innocent Jewish families living in Australia have nothing to do with decisions made by the State of Israel. Whichever way you look at this, wherever you stand on this, innocent Australian families have nothing to do with what is happening in Gaza, with what is happening in the Middle East. And it just, you know, it is heartbreaking that there are families sending their children off to school worried about their safety inside the school gates.
Also making news this morning, there's a shift in the nation's property market. These CoreLogic figures are showing the median value of a Sydney house fell 0.4% in January to 1.47 million. Shell, this comes as US President Donald Trump has opposed a trade war. There's fear of interest rates will stay higher now for longer. He has not targeted Australia yet, but he has targeted other allies. What are your thoughts on this and what it means and could potentially mean for us?
It makes me feel a bit sick in the stomach. I think we need to realise that when Trump acts in America, there is a ripple effect to Australia, and it's going to hit us where it hurts. We are already struggling when it comes to housing prices, and I really worry what's going to happen over the next year. We've got an election coming up. There's a lot of turmoil, and I just hope that everyone can just hang on until things settle down a little bit.
Well, meanwhile, Sydney's university students are facing skyrocketing accommodation costs. You'd think there would be some level of insulation for university students, but even their student accommodation has gone up by more than 35% since 2019.
As a Sydney University student, this is top of mind for me, even though I won't be living in the accommodation. Yeah, it's just a tricky time. One of the things I like to do, because I think everyone is probably having a similar response right now, which is like, this is not great. They see the article, they go, oh, why do I live in Sydney? Oh, it's so hard to live in Australia. Oh, it's so difficult. It's just a reminder of where we were at COVID and what we were talking about on this couch back then. We have seen a rise of 37% since those numbers. It is a tricky market. It is a playground that not everyone wants to play in. But when we choose to play at that playground, there are benefits to it. It is a lovely place to play. And so my instinct is to go, this is another story in a slew of stories that makes us feel uncomfortable inside, and a number is small. Take a step back, look at the larger conversation of how far we've come since COVID, and you'll be able to have a better day. That's just my little
bit.
COVID. Giving perspective since 2020.
Too much bloody perspective, I reckon.
I reckon so too.
Too much.
Thank you both. Actually, don't go anywhere. We've got more questions for you. Stay with us when we come back. Is this the most awkward first dance ever?
I'm so sorry.
He did. He dropped her.
Got on her head.
Inside the latest MAFS drama that the contestant didn't want you to see. More of Today Extra right after this. Welcome back. Another day, another MAFS drama as episode 5 delivered more jaw-dropping moments. Groom Ryan complaining about the lack of real men before begging producers not to air a scene, including him dropping his wife Jackie on the head during their first dance. Have a look.
I'm so sorry. Oh my God.
So strong,
What
Shelley
happened there?
and Sean.
Was he caught up in the dress?
I think he was too low.
He hasn't been doing his leg
hasn't-
workout day. He's been skipping.
Skipping leg day.
Don't skip leg day. Shelley, I mean, there's no podcast that's going to help him solve this scenario. What's going to happen?
Oh, I believe there is a podcast, DC. I am the host of the official Married at First Sight podcast, and you can watch it straight after the dinner party tonight on 9 Now,
wait.
or listen to it wherever you get your podcast. And let me tell you, this first dinner party, first of all, everyone comes in hot. In previous seasons, I've been doing after shows for 6 years now for MAFS. In previous seasons, they've kind of had to warm up into the dinner parties. Not this season. They are all at each other's
Out of the
throats
gates.
straight away. And let me tell you, there's not a lot of love for Ryan and his warrior mindset if he
Okay.
can't even dip his bride. Yes, he did stand on the dress, but also kind of sneaky of MAFS to reveal that he was begging them not to show it, saying that it was going to be very embarrassing for Jackie, but in fact it was just embarrassing for him. Here's just a reminder to the participants. When your mic's on, your mic's on.
When the cameras are rolling, they're looking at you.
You're never alone
That's
with
right.
the microphone. Okay, what are you thinking, Sean, about the series so far?
You could not pay me to watch MAFS.
Oh,
Everyone who doesn't like the show, look at me. Not a fan. Not a fan. Give me my moment, feel so strongly Shelley is going to be mad at me, and she's
I
going to
am
text me as
already
soon as we get off the air. But anytime we make television about people's most traumatic moments, when we drop them on the floor and then we make an entire episode around it, I think it sends a really dangerous message to the everyday person that it's okay for us to mock and laugh at these types of things in our real lives. We have seen a rise on social media of people filming other people falling, crying in the bathroom, worst case scenario. And I don't want to be a part of it. I don't stand for it, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, Sean.
Sean.
Shelley, I think we need to lock Sean down Clockwork Orange style with the
Yes.
thing strapped open. We're dipping we're making him watch MAFS, and
Yes.
you're interviewing him live on the podcast as we do it. We need to absolutely
will.
make
I'll
this
do that
happen.
for Shelley.
I'm
There we go.
I'd
See?
do anything for
Also,
Shelley.
one thing,
Turn
the
code. I
rubber
love that.
arm spent that much.
Oh, no.
I
There we go.
absolutely love it. Just think of MAFS as a mirror to society. This is what's
Exactly.
going on. If we've got men who are calling themselves warriors, you've got to act like a warrior. You can't then be a warrior. No, not going to work.
I see what you did there.
girl.
All right, let's go with that dinner party tonight. I'm good to go.
I'm watching.
Thank you, Sean.
Thanks, team.
Thank you, Shell. We'll see you soon. As we go to the break this morning, these are the pictures just in from the Grammys red carpet.
Yes.
Billie Eilish and Sabrina Carpenter have arrived just moments ago. Wow. Ahead of this afternoon's event. Plenty more from the red carpet. Coming up with our Reed Butler right after this.